We are live again. Let's see if this works and I'm not like crazy. Let's see here. All right, we are live and we have been here for 35 seconds. Let's see how the sound is to make sure what I'm saying is actually alive. Let's try that out. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's really nice. All right, welcome back, everybody. I am sorry that happened. We had one of our favorite guests, Antonio, come in to catch me up on life and what they have been doing, and then they also destroyed our entire internet. So we're back. Technical difficulties. We have three wonderful people here today that are going to be talking with us, gaming with us, and enjoying some good old times with us. Please introduce yourself from my top right down to my left. Oz, who are you? What do you do? What's your thing? What do you like to do for life? Speak on your own behalf.
Hi, I'm Ozzy. I'm a recent UW Madison grad. Um, I do art and community work. Like, I believe the two go hand in hand together. So, I like working with basket materials and just working in 3D space. So anytime I can combine that with like teaching the community or allowing a community to express themselves is my ideal situation.
Mm, that sounds holistic. I like that. Okay. That was really good intro. Oh, okay. All right. That was actually a really solid intro. I really like that. All right, Vanny, tell them about yourself again.
Okay. Hey, I'm Vanny, or Vandero. I am a musician, just like Will. I play trumpet. That's what I do usually. Dance mainly it. Do a little bit of producing. Watch a lot of anime. Uh, enjoy time by myself, but chilling.
Thanks, Batman. Crystal, go ahead.
Hey everyone, I'm Crystal. I'm a success manager. So I don't, I'm there to make people successful. Not always happy, but I'm not rude about it though. But my focus is success. Um, I definitely love to be in my garden and play with my kids and my dogs. I of all things living. So I am very nurturing. Sometimes that takes a toll on me. So I like to be in spaces like this so I can just relax and just be.
Wonderful. And Carmen, who are you?
My name is Carmen. I work in HR for a nonprofit. I'm a
Ooh.
mom, a wife. I definitely enjoy spending time by myself, but don't really get that. I like to be in my thoughts a lot, and I actually enjoy a lot of the deep conversations that I don't get to have with my children. That's what I really enjoy doing. So, yeah.
Basically, you said, I am too smart for this family and I need to leave. I love it.
Yeah, kids, they're not, yeah, they don't really get it. So,
Let's talk about capitalism. But marshmallows, mom. It's like, fuck.
right.
Fuck,
Like,
man.
why do I have to clean and do things for myself? Like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to prepare you for the world. Like, what do you want from me?
Chris, tell us who you are. Let the world know who you are. Chris just logged
Oh
in.
goodness.
Yeah, there you go. No pressure.
I'm in the bed. I don't know how to work this thing. I was just
You
pushing
do it.
buttons.
You doing good. You logged in and you're good. We can hear your voice. You sound perfect.
Who am I?
Team Alien.
Well, yes. I'm a therapist. I miss if other people started saying who you are, but I just got trained in brain spotting, so that's been cool.
Ooh.
I'm a traveler. I currently live in Mexico, and I spent the day with my friend that I met in a hostel in Guadalajara, and he's from Switzerland.
And you sell churros to make it to the next country. Yes. Yes. Wonderful. I love it. And I am your host, William Washington, aka Hamtaro, aka the Kaiju Killer, aka the Handsome Squidward, aka Dr. Will the Thrill. And we are so excited to talk in game today. We've been talking about wellness today, and what it takes to really open up for yourself to have true wellness. And it has been a delight to hear the different perspectives, and we've been talking about just different things to just, kind of just see like what is really the truth behind what we experience, what is the truth behind what we suffer from, and that's what we're talking about while we're playing Call of Duty. So while I'm talking, my first question is, what is it that you're learning about your country that you're trying to unlearn about yourself?
I had an audible that I felt like you needed to hear with that question.
Then go ahead. We're here for this.
No, I don't have a response. Just the that was. You might need to repeat it because that was a lot.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. I'll tone it. I'll tone it down. So it is. What are you unlearning about yourself now that you're growing? The end.
I don't know, but it's the 4th. I like the little America spin that you put on it. It was nice.
Yeah.
That was a whole different question.
Oh, wow. Okay. So now y'all just judging. Okay, so obviously it wasn't that hard because y'all are judging the shit out of my first question. So let's just go into that then, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Vandale, you should start first since you complained the most.
Can you repeat it?
Of course not. You're really asking for a lot right now.
That's your answer then.
All right. Fine. Basically, what I said was, what are you learning about yourself? The fact that you're learning your worth from being American. What are you learning about yourself that you realize can no longer be a part of your own wellness?
I would say like the very negative sides of individualism. I would just say it showed me that, at least by being with a bunch of people from different countries, like I see how like take for instance, we can talk about how like this country and like a lot of the people in it at least reacted to the pandemic. I mean, I've seen a lot of different countries that handled it way better than us, not only as from like the higher up CDC, Fauci level, but also just to the everyday people. I feel like the everyday people and in other countries, at least that I was watching in different news outlets, were treating, let's say, something like taking the vaccine as something as like to help other people, or even saying like wearing masks in public as a thing to not inconvenience other people. Where I heard a lot from Americans here is about the inconvenience that it gives them and made them not want to do it. So like where I would say that is to thinking about that is when someone's thinking about the individualism becomes more important than the group. I'm not like necessarily trying to advocate sides, at least on that topic, but I'm just saying um, yeah, I'm just saying like there are points in which you'll have to think about everybody else or more important than yourself, even though I'm a very selfish person.
You made me want to ask 3 questions, but I'm gonna wait. Carmen, your turn, because I know you had something to say about that.
I did, and I hate to ask you to repeat the question again, but
Girl. All right.
Changes
I remember
sometimes.
my question because I had to redo
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So my question was, knowing that you are American and you're understanding wellness, what are you trying to unlearn now that you are growing into yourself?
What? I guess for me, what I'm trying to unlearn is that my value is attached to what I provide to other people, like by capitalism, by all of these other terms, that my value, my voice, you know, is valuable, and that like I am politics, and that it's not some word that I should shy away from. It's not some elitist thing that happens that I have no part of, that I am a part of it, whether I like it or not. So maybe it's not less unlearning, but more like learning that aspect of it, I guess. Um, if that kind of answers your question.
Okay. That's pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and there's a term that I read because, like, since we are talking about America, and they tried to name like our interlocking systems, and it's referred to as, she referred it to as the imperialist, white supremacist, capitalistic patriarchy. That's a lot of words,
That is not
but
a
like
sandwich I want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a sandwich I want to eat. That's not.
it's not. And it's like, if you truly think about the systems, it's really has led us away from valuing people. Like, it is truly like the individualism, like at its core, like fuck everybody else, like me, and fuck people. Like, that's what I hate about it.
So let me ask you, what? How do you unlearn that process? Like how do you unlearn the ability to like reset and be like, like I don't need these things. I don't need to be hurt by this anymore. Like how do you create that safety within yourself if you're trying to unlearn? Because I feel like once you try to unlearn something, you're more exposed and vulnerable to things happening.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's kind of walking, for me, unlearning it started with being able to name it. And yes, I see it more. Um, but with creating that balance, it's, you let in your life what you let in. Like, how much do you want, do you want to spend your whole time angry about it, or do you want to do something? Do you want to do something about it? So I guess after naming it, it's kind of like the next point is in action. Do you want to do something about it? And right now, like, the best I can do is sit here talking to y'all about it.
Yeah. I want to go into that, but I want to make sure everybody can answer it on their own way. Anybody else want to answer like what they're unlearning and how they're feeling while they're unlearning?
I'll give a comment. I'm not really, I guess I feel like there's unlearning in the process of learning how to exist in a different way from how you've existed. But while I've been traveling and living in Mexico, it's been learning how to just be like at rest and at ease. So talking about like capitalism and just Um, aspects of acceptability. Here, it's been a nice experience being able to just like go to the doctor if I need to, and just pay the doctor $20 out of pocket without insurance to get things taken care of, or even having the option for the doctor to just come to my house. Um, being able to be in places where community is more valued, and not that this doesn't happen in the States, but everybody is very giving of like themselves to support you, whether they physically see you needing help. I've had times where maybe I was moving luggage, couldn't find where I was going, or people have offered to help me carry my things. Or just today, I was talking to a man at a visitor's kiosk, and this has happened multiple times, but he just shared his contact information, and he's like, if you ever need any help, if you need to know about a bus route, if you visit certain areas where he's from or he's lived, and just want some ideas of places to go, what neighborhoods to stay in. People are very, very supporting in that way. And not having to look over your shoulder as much. I know things happen, so I'm not saying that nothing happens here, but it's just a different energy to just be able to live and enjoy yourself and not be on edge all the time.
I wish that it was. I wish it was always that simple. And earlier in the last stream we had, we talked about self love and the needs of self love and kindness and self care. And a lot of times when you unlearn, you learn the value of those three things. And hey, what's up, Poof? Welcome back, man. Virix just said, so society can push a false version of self love. Do we feel that way? Can society push a false version of self-love? Is that a real thing?
I have a very hot take, but yes.
Okay, you and these hot takes. Just do the hot take. Just do the hot take, man. Just hot cake it up. Hot cake it up. Stop doing that.
I just have to put that warning in before. Okay. I feel like a lot of, at least like the hookup mainstream, like city boy, city girl type way of, at least how a lot of people I've been seeing has been in the dating scene. I feel like a lot of people has been using the excuses of I'm single, I can do what I want to experience all these things, I want to do all these things. And I remember I said not to go Kevin Samuels last time, but kind of a little bit, but it's just like at least how I at least like value myself and like how I think about my own standards and like what my morals is. I think that a lot of people are ending up doing things that they want for like temporary pleasure instead of like thinking about what they want in the long term, and just using the fact that they're alive to kind of, in a sense, justify it.
So do you see a solution to that type of behavior, or do you see a like inability to actually cope with that awareness? Like people can't deal with that, or is it just like people don't come to the acceptance of that?
Well, then that would have to me to say that it's a problem, and I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a problem. It's just a different way that people live their lives. I don't know how people, different people feel different ways, especially when they get older, but that's my thoughts.
So I kind of got another, I guess I don't want to call it a hot take, but with self-love, I kind of want to go like with our conversation that we had once had earlier, how it's kind of, to love yourself and then to like be able to be a part of the community, where I'm just like, I have nothing to offer this community, so I just want to shut myself off. Like, I'm not successful because I don't have X, Y, and Z to bring to the table. But with other like with other cultures and everything, you are just the help. You don't be like, oh, what does this person need? I can't offer. You see someone, you help someone. That's how you build a community. Like, you don't, it's just, it looks different in other places. Like, we don't have that really here. Like, you just go out and help. Like, oh, let me just help you just because. Like, it's like, no, what do you want from me if I do help you? Like, it's just, it feels different here. Like, even with my husband, he's from, like, where he's from, you know, like, they have a sense of community here just by helping people, just by going out and, what do you need? Let me offer this. And we don't, at least I'm not that type of person. I don't think that society really kind of promotes that. It's like, if you don't have a whole bunch of success and money, what do you have to offer me, type of thing. And we all have something to offer.
I think we sell ourselves short with what we have to offer, and we allow ourselves to fall into the projection of material worth. It's like we feel like if we don't have the thing to offer, we don't have the self to offer. Like, I can't offer myself unless I give you more than what I actually am. It's like we want to give ourselves the projection of who we are rather than the actual ability of who we are. Does that make sense?
I would say so. Kind of sounds like a little bit like adding into like social media and like presence and people trying to pretend like they're living lives that they don't really have or are able to actually afford.
But then
Yeah.
it's like, if you're doing all of this pretending, do you really love yourself? Because if you did, would you have to pretend you're something you're not?
Mm. That's a little intense because I think that a lot of times I was wondering, like, who would I become if I didn't have social media? Like, what would my life be like right now if I didn't have social media? Right? Like that's kind of where I'm at right now in my life.
Yeah. Because you get rid of that false, like, scale of almost, I don't want to say like we measure ourselves against people when we have social media, but I mean, kind of. Get that dopamine fix, get the, you know, like.
Yeah. Do you feel like individually in your own life, do you think that you could actually get rid of your social media, and do you feel like you would still be as successful as you are now?
Me personally, yes.
Yeah. I don't think I could anymore. I think I've done too much.
Yeah, I would say unfortunately yes, because I don't have a strong social media presence, which is a weakness of our field, um, especially where connections are important and like making content and stuff like that, which is one of the reasons why I barely post. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it would be damn near impossible to have a successful music career without social media.
Mm. I'm curious, Oz, what do you think? Do you feel like you need social media?
So this is something that I grapple with all the time, like being an artist and like just being a person, because I don't, a large part that I'm seeing like as being able to like promote yourself and market yourself is like inviting people in through social media to your studio spaces, or like you creating and you doing things. But like my first inclination when I'm in that headspace is not to pick up a camera and like set up so that people can watch it. Like That's a me time. That's like me creation time. Not that like other people can't. If you happen to be there, cool. But like it kind of takes me out of a space when I have to think about, oh well, like how can I market this thing that I love doing and that isn't like, yeah, like how can I market this thing that I love doing while also still continuing to love doing it while having to market it.
It's like
Yeah.
making content twice.
Is like I am also not like I'd be on social media, but just like not as far as like from a business standpoint on my personal things. Like yeah, I'm on social media. I like to connect with people. I like to do all of that, but that's not my. It's not my like everyday approach in terms of like being successful. I don't need social media to be successful, but also sometimes I feel like I need to master how to use social media in order to be successful. So like that's the thing that I push back and forth with all of the time.
I really, I really feel like there's no. I feel like especially the way like Facebook's going, it's like there's no. Like the way that Facebook going is like it's like they're going from not having friends to now making communities, and it's kind of like this whole thing was like it's not really about the individual and relationship. It's about the way you connect back to your community. And I was like, that's a really interesting way to think about it. But I'd never really, I never saw myself in a position where I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, I don't need to have a relationship with people. I just need to be in a community that's similar to me. Is that really enough? Or do you really need that individual enhancement unless it's a relational thing?
I don't think it's enough. Well, I guess it depends on how far deep you go while using social media too. Like, yeah. Because if it's always surface level and always within that one community that you're in, are you really getting to know that person? Because we belong to multiple communities. So am I only going to get that one side of you? Like, I don't know. I don't know how possible it is to get the multifaceted side of people without having the person with you.
Mm-hmm. That's really. Oh my god, I keep dying in this game. Oh my god. Crystal! Crystal! Be my savior. Be my savior.
Here. I killed him.
I
got him
am
for
literally
you.
the spectating queen right now, and I just can't handle this right now because I keep dying. Oh my god, I can't win. So, all right, we're changing the conversation. We're gonna go a little bit harder now. Let's do this. So, I'm very, 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 very curious about how we have convenience and we have quality. And I believe that our culture is turning into a culture of convenience rather than quality, which means that people are less willing to do what it takes to actually have a quality life, and they're having relationships based upon the convenience, how others show up in their life, which is also a very negative effect on growth and needs. Thoughts and feelings.
Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, I feel like people are going more towards convenience rather than quality, and because of that, we're starting to lose out on the meaning of individuality and what makes it special, which is why we're turning self-care and self-love into an individual journey rather than a relational journey.
Who
Statement.
deems something
Yeah.
who deems something as quality though?
So for me, quality is the ability to take your time, pace, to nurture, to put yourself in a more humble position to learn, to allow the natural organic relationship to unfold on its own. And right now the convenience is, oh, you don't have this, this, and this. Oh, that's not, I can't do that. Oh, you ain't got that bag. Oh, I can't have that. Oh, you're not fixing the right algorithm. I don't know how to do that. Oh, you're a musician. Oh, but your following isn't. You don't have 44K, so I can't give you the opportunity. It's the convenience of what success might look like, rather than the actual the work of success actually is.
I mean, agreed. I don't even know what else to add.
No, I mean some people may not agree. Some people may not agree. Some people may not agree.
I mean, I agree that's a thing, but I don't. For some
See, it's
reason,
always
it's making
Vandera
me
that doesn't
feel
agree with me. I hate you. I don't
yeah,
like you anymore.
I mean, hey, that's fine. It is what it is. But it's just like I feel like, um, at least with some of those things, it makes me feel like it's a motivation to not only like do more, but it also almost kind of like enforces me to actually be by myself until I get this
Mm,
stuff figured out.
mm,
Like I don't like that's kind of why I think that like self care or like self love is focusing on yourself and it's being selfish and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing or take it
mm-hmm,
negatively, but it's just I don't know. It's hard to work on yourself if you have to work on a relationship at the same time. And I speak from experience myself that I did not and could not figure that out. Um, so I'm gonna stay by myself till I figure it out. Like
So then, are you looking for quality, or are you looking for the convenience of finally feeling like you don't have to try to go to the next thing? What's the difference? Are you looking for quality, or looking for the convenience of it?
it depends on whatever the topic is, but I feel like it should be quality. I mean, if we're talking about like dating, I mean the convenience is like one night stands
Mm-hmm.
or like hookups. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but I mean I feel like that is something that has gotten done like pretty fast rather than
Mm-hmm.
something that takes time. Just like how the relationship of just even of getting to know someone, of meeting a new person, just like even on a platonic level, it
Mm-hmm.
takes time to get to know a new person. You know, like you're meeting an entire new person too. So that's just how I feel about it.
Hmm.
I think how you describe quality, like it's within a process. It's not a completed action necessarily. You know what I mean? Like if something is quality, kind of see like what it when we're talking about relationships and everything, like you're valuing the process, you see what it could be, not what it is right now, but the convenience, you want to see the results. You need to see the end of the road, the happy ending right then and there. And
Right.
with valuing quality, you're valuing the process, you're valuing, we might be in shit together and I like, what you might be able to do for me in this situation. Not that I see it right now all the way,
Mm-hmm.
but you value the process of going through it with that person, not like who they are right here, right now. I gotta take it and that's end all be all. For quality, it's more it's a process, it's life. It's
Mm.
the unknown almost. You don't, yeah.
It's interesting. I will put some of those that you've described into the quality as convenient, but not all of them. But like maybe like one or two of them. But it's interesting.
Mm.
Like I don't disagree. Like on the
Yeah.
Yeah, on the entire statement. It's just maybe I don't know. Like, it's not a maybe. I don't know. But it's when you're it's simpler. I feel like it's simpler when you only have to deal with yourself. So I don't
Well,
really
yeah,
have.
because you know yourself, but at the same time, like, do you still like? I don't know. We still have like all that hypotheticals in life that you can't prepare for. You know, like, but you still love yourself, even though you don't know exactly how you're gonna perform if something happens. I don't know how to put that if that make any sense.
I feel like I feel like we're afraid of a lot of. I think we're afraid to show ourselves sometimes. I feel like we're afraid to show what we actually have in ourselves. That kind of like adjust what that actually really means for us. Crystal, leave the match.
Yep.
Or what do you mean by what we have?
So like, for me, there's just like this sense of, there's like this. We have this thing we think we're offering people, but then we realize that we don't offer it. Right? Like we think this is what we're offering, but it's actually something that we're lacking, and we're trying to invest in that someone else will kind of show for us. Does that make sense? It's like an indirect relational cost. So, I'm creating a relationship with you because I have this to offer you, but it's really what I don't have, which I hope the thing I do offer you will give me the thing I don't have for myself. Does that make
But
sense?
kind of, but who are we to determine how someone else is gonna receive what we have? Like, you might be thinking that, I came here for one thing, but I could take away something totally different. Like, you could set the stage all you want, but you can't, you know what I mean? Like, all you can do is put yourself out there. How are you gonna determine how I'm gonna receive it or what my takeaway is gonna be from it?
Okay, so Virix Dreamcore says self care turns into selfishness in an uncaring, toxic way, so it requires doing some work. And Mr. X says, I get scared that whatever I say or project might hurt the people I care and love all the time. Sometimes I just don't know what to say.
I can relate.
Yeah, I can relate too. Yeah. But I think
But see,
doesn't
that fear's
society
not real
kind of
though. That fear's not real. The fear's not real. That's not it.
well, you
That's not.
can't say it's not real. What do you mean
It's
fear's
not
not
real.
real?
It's not real. It's not
You
real.
can't
I
tell
refuse.
you can't tell people that our
Girl, that's
emotions
not
aren't real.
real.
Like, what do you do?
That's not real. You're
my
the
my emotions are
the
valid.
the
How are you gonna tell
rumination
me?
the rumination of fear becomes more important than the reality of yourself. Why do you minimize your existence because you're afraid of something? Why do you minimize the fact that you exist as an adult? Why do you hold that fear?
Isn't fear like kind of learned too?
Speak on it right quick because I can tell you concerning myself why I don't. I have a really hard time with it. It comes from childhood for me, is when I was being authentically myself and wanting to be loved as myself, I was immediately rejected. And I mean, humans are social. We're social. We want to be a part. We want to be loved. We want to be cared for. But when you are repeatedly trying to be just you and want to be accepted for you, but the people closest to you weren't even accepting of you as who you are, as you try to go out into your community, you try to go out into the world as a whole, you go in thinking like, well, if the people closest to me didn't care for me as me, what is going to make me think that people outside of that home are going to accept me for as I am?
Right. And then starts the masking and the fear. Yeah.
Most definitely, because it has to do with safety. And I mean, whether
Mm,
that safety is not, when people often think of safety, they think of physical safety. And they're like, well, your safety is not in danger. Like, we also have emotional and mental safety. And if those things
Mhm.
are being threatened, yeah, you are going to minimize yourself in order to maintain your safety.
Yes.
So now that Crystal, thank you for saying that and naming that. So I feel like we don't give ourselves the grace to be understood. And we've learned that people aren't willing to understand us because of how they treated us in the past, or how they've even taken advantage of us because of how they didn't understand something. And I feel like we share. I think I want to say it's a universal feeling, but I also feel like that shame comes a lot from being American as well, though. I feel like it's a little stronger for Americans because we live in this identity of productivity, right? And it's like, if I can't make the mark, I'll get punished. If I can't get the grade, I won't graduate. If I don't get the right money, I can't live here. If I don't do this, then this.
And
It's
then our
always it's different then.
educational system,
Yeah.
even in the educational system, like children are, you're lauded for making AB honor roll. You are, nobody pays attention. Like if you're getting, I mean, even then, people like humans are being ranked based on your performance.
Mhm.
Mm.
Is what I mean, that's being ingrained in you in all facets, because I mean, this is not, of course, for all households, but there are a lot of households that parents will look at their children and say, well, what, you don't do nothing in this house, so you don't have a choice.
Mm.
Yeah. Or even like kind of piggybacking on the education too. Most people go, especially for higher education and everything, you go to get a job. Like you go to be able to produce, not like at least where I came from growing up, you're not going to school, for arts or whatever. You need to go to school to pay your bills.
Mm-hmm.
It was, it's, I don't think educationally we're trying to teach people, find what makes you happy, what you're good at, and let's find what perfect job is out there for you. No, we're getting pushed into jobs out of necessity, not because it's something that fulfills us.
Mm. That's big.
Those same jobs that bring you happiness. One, I mean, it's just terrible that we have to find a job that we enjoy. But yeah, to exist, to thrive, to be able to do anything else. But also, like, there's a lot of jobs that people do enjoy and would bring them much happiness, but they don't bring enough coin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Other people don't value those positions because somebody else may value, the employers don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Goes back to, I mean, it goes back to how other people feel. I mean, it's
It is because, like, if you think about it, like, like, for me, I was thinking, like, there's truly a job out there for everyone. There's some people who literally like shit. I don't know, but instead of like finding a job where they deal with shit all day long, they end up being like a politician or something and then paying someone to get their shit. Like, instead of getting paid to do what you like or truly enjoy, you're forced into doing something you don't like and then you pay for your enjoyment.
Mm. That's so heavy. I think we miss out. I honestly think we miss out sometimes on what we actually mean for each other.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, that when people start become like, the older you get, the more you become a number.
Yep.
Mm. That's sad.
I mean, most jobs you are a number.
Right. I hate to say it, but I think sometimes even in my own profession, I find myself like, how do you make meaning out of a society that didn't want you to make meaning out of it, right? Or they created the facade that what you do is meaningful. Mm-hmm.
I don't know the answer to that. Crystal.
Right.
I ain't got it.
I ain't about that.
Well,
To that, I don't even have the beginning of an answer to that, because you could even say that, like, oh, we'll find something that's specific to you, but like even things that are specific to us still have the influence of our country, because that's all we've ever known. This is all we've ever known. I mean, unless you've lived in different countries, but if you were born and raised in America, like the way that things go here is all that you know. And like you said, like you're in a society that wasn't even really meant for you. So how do you find like meaning in that when you to find meaning in the first place?
right. Mm.
Hmm. When did you realize that you were finding meaning in your life? Like, when did you feel like, oh, okay, this is right?
Everything as an attack on me. Like I was very defensive,
Mm.
protecting my safety.
Mm-hmm.
Became, as a result, I became very hyper vigilant. Hyper vigilant, perfectionist, perfectionistic,
Mm.
trying to make sure that I was securing my place wherever I was, and that my place was protected. And that if there was any level of criticism towards me, like I couldn't handle it. Because it was, to me, it was like hand in hand saying that you're not worth anything or you're not enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh my God, we just got a donation. Thank you all so much. I just got one from BQ. Thank you, BJQ. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. $25 donation. Thank you so much. All proceeds
Thank
will
you.
go to uh, Extra Life. So we raise money to save babies. So thank you so much. All these donations will go to the charity. Thank you so much. We are officially now at $4,000 and 4,050,000. I can say numbers. I promise. $4,000 and 50. I cannot say this. Somebody help me. 4057. Somebody say it. I stopped my brain. No. Somebody say it.
57?
What?
$4,057.
11:57.
Say it again. Come on, college student. What'd you say?
$4,057.
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you so much. Hard to get help around here these days.
My numbers are just hard.
That number is hard though. There's a lot of odd numbers there. Technically, there's more even numbers than odd numbers. But yes, I find that the things I wait, what?
Sure.
All I know is that my meaning and what I need for myself, I became very defensive about the things I believe in. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things is that I'm willing to fight for the things I believe in. And I think that was one of the best feelings I ever had was like, I could actually wake up and be like, oh no, I believe in this. I'm going to fight for this. It actually mattered to me. Poof is killing it right now. Poof, what are you doing, man? Yeah, I find like a lot of the things that were not okay for me came from just like I realized what I wanted to fight for. And I think a lot of times we don't really know what we really want to fight for in life because we don't know if we see ourselves in that actual fight. Which I think is really interesting actually. And I'm not saying you have to like pick something to fight for or else, but like you can obviously adjust into that. Vieric said you would have to go to experience many different. You have to experience many different things to get a broader picture in the world you live in. Do you though?
Yes.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think with social media, you don't have to experience a lot of things anymore.
But you're
Yeah,
not
but half the stuff that
experiencing
you're
things through social media.
All right,
yeah,
one
and
hitter
what
at
you're
a time. One hitter at a
experiencing.
time. Thank you. One hitter at a
Oh.
time.
Wow.
I mean, y'all just came at me so quick. I just read the sentence. Now y'all want to wake up. Okay, go ahead.
But it says what you're experiencing on social media is actually real, anyways. It's a facade.
Is it though? I feel like social media is actually very real. We always say like, social media is fake. It's not real. I think it's actually very real.
Nah, a lot of it's fake.
All right, I'm about to make you all wrong very soon. I want to hear what you have to say first. I'm open right now, but you're all gonna be very wrong after I'm done talking.
It doesn't sound like you're open.
I'm open. I'm open. I'm very open because I'm listening. I'm gonna be quiet.
You're listening. That doesn't mean you're open.
Don't politic the way I think. I'm just saying.
It sounds like you're ready to just listen in order to say that we're all
I
wrong.
am open to ingesting my thought. I'm willing to listen to all of you and what you have to say. I believe social media is very real, and I think it's actually a very healthy representation of what life is about. Go on.
I think your social media is very real. I don't think that social media, in the broader sense, is very real. I mean, think about how much money is made off of just being an influencer. Like, and a lot of people are literally either one faking a lot of their stuff. I mean, think about the time Bow Wow got caught, like with the picture that he was on like a private jet, and then he was found like on like fucking regular class like the same day. Or you got people that's literally scamming people. You got Forex trader accounts. You got people that are like stock gurus. You got podcast gurus, like the dating red pill. Like, and what they're selling is like the content or the product is us. So it's like they're they're trying to show you a life. Think about the Liver King. Like, think about they literally just faking it. Like,
don't mess with Liver King. He's a hero.
Yeah, he's a steroid using hero. Yeah, who lied and said, and that's fine. Like, if he wanted to use steroids, that's cool, but don't lie.
Yeah, I think social media like wants us to like it promotes lying, but I will give you a little bit. Well, I do think sometimes like on the negative side of social media, I think that it's real and that it brings people's true ugliness out. But I don't think it brings people's real lives out to be like, oh, I experienced this person. Like, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
listening.
social media is all very curated.
Yeah.
Especially now, I think of how like just the social media apps and networks that are available, Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. None of it operated the way that it did when it first came out. Like there was no drafting, like I don't know, or at least it wasn't as prevalent, like the algorithms and just like on the feed and all of that stuff. Like it's like too personalized. It's like overly
real.
personalized. Like
Yeah. It became realness to sell back to yourself. So I don't think you can know people if you're just getting yourself back to you.
Yeah, so it might, so like real maybe, but like authentic, no.
I like that.
Okay, that did sound cool. All right, I'll give you that. That did sound cool. All right, I'll give you
So
that.
loser right there.
So let me tell you why I believe. And Virix just said, "Oh well, cause okay, Virix. I see what you're saying. Still don't like it." He says, "Then you can either change your mind or have a more informed reason why you stand up for what you like or believe." Exactly. I'm not just doing the contrary because I'm not a contrary queen. Okay, I'm not that type of person. I'm not. That's not my MO. So this is why I think that social media is actually very real, and I think it's actually very inaccurate representation. And I think it is actually a very healthy representation of our world. So a lot of the images you talk about forex traders, you talked about how people create these fake profiles in these different ways. I find that no different than someone with a personality disorder or anybody with a persona affect, right? Like for me, you have different personas in you. Like the way I act with you is not the way I act with the people at my profession. The way I work on my friendships, my families, all that is different parts of me. No, I don't have a different profile for each person. So you just we call those masks, right? Oh, you gotta wear the mask that you are and be authentic. And you have to change yourself depending on the environment you're in. Everything changes. And so for social media, you're allowed to actually compartmentalize those aspects of you. If someone creates a Forex account because they wanna learn how to get more money and all that, then that's something that they can do. They can create that, and they are only doing what they're able to do. They're not doing anything more special, nothing more or less than anything else. They're just using that as a tool to extenuate something that they were already planning on doing. There are thieves in real life. Shocker. There are thieves online. Why is that any different? There's no difference. It's the exact same world. There are people that lie about who they are. We lie about who we are. We create things about us that do not allow us to truly be authentic. We create versatility in our own mindsets of how we live our lives to make it make sense. So I 100% believe that this is a reality. Like, I think it's very real. If you find people that get BBLs, right? It's like, you can get that. Just because they show it off doesn't mean it's not real. It's very real because people are willing to go do the surgery, get the job done, and present it. Everything that people have done are all representations of what human beings are capable of. So it's nothing outside the ordinary. It's just presented to you, and the algorithm is only a representation of what you focus on for yourself. It's just a reflection of what you focus on. So, like for me, in my Instagram algorithm, it's a bunch of Kirby's. Because that's what I like to focus on. I focus on a lot of Kirby's. Doesn't mean it's not fake. It's just giving me what I see for myself. So I don't understand why that is something not real.
I feel like your argument is that it's almost in the sense of like it's real because it shows us how fake we are. And if it is in that sense, I would agree. But I mean, I see what you're talking about, at least with your examples with your personal algorithms.
But just because it's wrong doesn't mean it's just because it might be wrong doesn't mean that it's not incorrect. Like just because it's wrong doesn't mean like oh my gosh, you made a fake profile so you can hack other people and get their credit card information. There have been hackers and thieves before Instagram and all that. That's just the next tool. How is that fake? That's a reality. How is that being defined?
Okay, then how about let's take like Ponzi schemes and like the finance gurus where they try to show you hey, you could be making this much money.
You could be a millionaire if you invest in 2 million, and that's how I did it. It's like, what?
Yeah. And then how are they going to show you that? They're going to show you that by showing you a bunch of cars, a bunch of luxurious items and stuff like that, which they do not actually have, and you think that they actually own, that they either probably renting it out or borrowing it from a friend, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And then they're giving you a fake persona of what this life is if you believe in them and if you follow them. Like that's the part where I'm saying it's showing it's fake, because it's allowing you
But
to
is that fake
create.
though? That is the
Yeah,
lifestyle for some people, and so like to be able to show that lifestyle, it's an incentive to actually grow.
but it's fake if you're trying to show off, like, oh, I got this, like, this brand new, like, luxury car. I got this, like, Benz or some Rolls Royce or something, and you don't actually own it. You're just renting it for the day so you can post it on social media so people can kind of see how cool you are and that you live
Well,
this
that's it.
lavish
Well,
lifestyle.
once again, that's a reality. That's real. That's someone with very low self-esteem and manipulative behavior. Okay, that's a reality. There's people like that all the time. How is that not?
This is
How is that not reality?
this is almost kind of starting to seem like, have you seen the Imagination Land part of South Park?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's starting to kind of seem like this now, because it's like,
Uh,
y- yeah, you can define. It's like we're trying to define what is real and what is fake, and it's like defining what's imaginary and what's real, and it's like they can both exist at the same time, but also at the same time, like one also, but also at the same time, like one can't exist without the other. So it's like, at least in this instance. So I'm saying, like, if you're trying to pretend to be a person or living a lifestyle that you do not or you cannot afford to have, yes, these are real things that people are doing, but the way that they're showing it and they're perceiving it and trying to deceive people is fake.
but okay, so you think? But see, okay, so this is where we differ. I don't believe deceiving is something fake. Deceiving is deceiving. Deceiving is that's not a fake thing. Deceiving is not a fake thing. Like the art of deceiving somebody is literally what that is. Like my job is to deceive you to make you believe in this. That is a truth. That is a fact. How is that? So how is that
Um,
fake though? Because that's the whole point. Like someone that's really bad at deceiving would be someone that tells the truth, right?
right, but that's only one example. It's like you're saying it's like if you're it's almost like you're saying, it just if you say something that means it's a real thing now. Like, and that's not necessarily the case. Like, you can argue it is, but it's not true at the same time. It's like, just because you make up an idea of something doesn't mean that, yeah, you can put these words together and it can mean something, but does that mean that it will actually happen? No. So like, these people can pretend and they can say that they're this millionaire, but is that real? No. But it's you can't say you can you're it's almost like you're trying to argue that it is real because they believe that it is real, but it's not real. They just believe that it's real, and the reason why they believe that it's real is because they were deceived, tricked into believing that something fake
And in
is
real
something
life, you
real.
people do deceive you, and there are tricks. So how is that not real?
How do you deceive somebody with the truth?
By presenting them the truth, but actually not allowing them to actually have it as tangible.
So is it the truth?
You know, it's the truth of deception.
But is the thing that they're trying to deceive, is that the truth?
No,
So if it's not the truth, what is it?
it's the deceiving is the truth. And the whole point of the conversation was, I said that social media is actually very real, and it's not. We always talk about, oh, it's not social media is not real. You can't take everything for granted and what for what it is. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I remember that, but I was just saying, like, in that instance of what you're saying of somebody being deceiving something, it if you can't deceive if it's the complete truth, if it's not the truth and it's a part of is lying, it's not. true. It's not
So
real.
should I change the word truth? But I just think that social media is an accurate representation of how life is. I believe it is, and you all said that it wasn't, and I'm like, I think it very much so is.
And then after you explained yourself, I was like, if you mean by it is real by showing us how fake we are, yeah, like I can kind of see how you're saying that, and that's kind of.
Yeah. I think that's where I have to stop it at too, because anything further would just make me unravel what true and false is, and it's not about true and false. It's about, it, you know.
You should watch the Imagination Land part of South Park, because that's kind of like the last episode. It's like you trying to figure out what is imaginary and what's real, like, and that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Okay. Yeah, I just think that we don't give social media enough credit into how we see ourselves, and like, and I think that there's like there's a simple space where it's like you have to accept how real it is, because so then when you do, you'll understand the boundary that's actually needed to be a part of that. I think a lot of us fall into a trap in the cycle of social media so much that we actually end up never really being we never really actually have a resolution, because we're so used to the nonstop addictive patterns that it creates. It's addictive for a reason, right? Because it's very human.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right? it's run by humans, and it's humans that you're interacting with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's the social norms have been changed so much due to technology, due to us being more connected globally. It's been pushed heavily with the help of artificial intelligence, especially with algorithms, because those aren't like necessarily people.
Side note: if I had a kid, I would name him Algorithm, and his nickname would be Al or Gore.
Al Gore. See, that's another South Park reference. You could talk about Man Bear Pig.
See, I feel like I say a lot of South Park references that I don't know because I actually don't watch it, which is crazy. Thanks for going down the rabbit hole with me. I appreciate that.
Hey, yeah.
They're gunning for me. Confirming next hard point. Stand by.
It's just like it's accepting the good and the bad, and accepting it because that's what reality is.
Mm-hmm.
Need medical. Check fire. You absolute nonce. Set in mine. Shot stick out. Need to heal. We hold the advantage. Take it home.
Oh. Oh, Crystal, did Overwatch 2 download?
Yeah, I told you that it downloaded when the stream first started.
All right, make sure it updated too, cause I was like, we should play Overwatch. You should try it out.
I keep missing these comments. Dreamcore was definitely spitting.
Oh, Virus was 100%. Oh, Algae Rhythm. Yeah.
And on Twitch, it became real when you could make money and call it a career.
Wait, what'd you say?
On Twitch, it was a message. I don't see. Timothy the Beast. It became real when you could make money off of it and call it a career.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the moment, like that's like being like your job isn't real. Well, yeah, I know because it's really because I'm working this hard for this paper that's called money that we somehow made a currency and live by it. Yeah, it's not real, but we definitely are gonna be here at 9 o'clock tomorrow,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like,
mean, and then that'll go into like a conversation of like money not being real, currency not being real.
right?
Oh, I've been talking about that for the past 2 weeks. That none of this is real. We've made all of this up. All
Yeah,
of it is made up.
like we're in a full simulation. Like this is the Matrix. Like yeah, nah, I get you. Nah, I'm kidding. That's why like money is like such an interesting concept to me. Like that's why I've started like trying to learn more about financial literacy because it's like it controls so much of our lives, and it's literally just something that just people are just like, let's just make this up, and this will be worth this much.
But the crazy part about that is, with that even being said, like there is literally a part of like when they made money and they said, well, some people just need to learn how to use it, some people need to learn how to make it, and some people need to learn how to control it. And then let's just filter it out. I think that's the craziest part about all this.
Set in mind.
It's like they intentionally made sure that financial literacy wasn't something that had to be learned. It's like you don't have to learn that. Just get some money and spend it on this stuff. You'll feel a lot better. And it worked.
Suppression mine set.
Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. Hardpoint relocating. Stand by.
Planting mine.
Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. Hostile UAV in the
The
area.
material that the penny is made of is worth more than the dollar it makes up. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah,
That's what
I remember
Virtue
hearing
said.
that. Yeah.
We're on the advance. Keep the pressure land.
You wanker.
And it's like we're just making them just to keep making them. Like, it's just for no reason. This shit's introduced. Like, I don't know.
You absolute nonce.
Like, why we ever get rid of the $2 bill? Like, nobody like Thomas Jefferson anymore. Like,
Locating the next hardpoint. Get ready.
It makes so much more sense to have a $1 and a $3 bill, like a 1 and 3 and a 5.
a 3?
Yeah.
That made my skin crawl just because it's the number 3. I don't.
Think about it though. A $3 bill gets you a McDouble and a small fry and a drink.
So now we're gonna center our financial system around what stuff costs at McDonald's.
I mean, McDonald's can literally feed 1% of the world. I think you're underestimating the power of McDonald's.
Underestimate the
lovely.
power, but at the same time,
Alright.
that's what we're gonna start basing our
X out, we're gonna play.
economy
X out, we're
our
gonna play.
financial-
X out, we're gonna play Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the
100%.
same time, if our focus is trying to get away from things like that, then why would we center?
Wait.
Alright,
When did we say we're
everything
getting away
around
from
that.
McDoubles? When did we say we're getting away from McDoubles? When was that part of the
We're
conversation?
trying to get the fact that things are fake. First of all, we can definitely talk about McDonald's being fake, and let's talk about majority of the stuff that they. Yes, we want to talk about the food. We want
Crystal.
to talk about the process.
Crystal, calm down. You're really getting aggressive. You need to calm down. What did Grimace do to you?
Oh, freak me out.
Yeah.
This is terrible. This is really terrible.
Grimace know what he did.
Why I don't like all these conspiracies about Grimace right now. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
It makes
What
me uncomfortable that you
conspiracy?
haven't heard of these.
I have never heard of these, and I don't feel like I should.
Do I have to create a BattleNet account?
Oh my God, Crystal.
What? I don't play this game. Clearly.
No one plays this game.
Oh wow! First of all, Vendera, you need to stop cussing, and you need to play this game because you could be playing this
no
game with
one
me.
plays
You
this
could
game.
literally be you could literally be doing this. You could
How you gonna
literally
say
be.
stop cussing? And I literally said no one plays this game. What cuss word is in
You don't
that
need to be
sentence?
like that. You don't need to be like that. You don't. You didn't have to be like that.
You get mad at me for Blizzard failing? Like,
They are doing a great job with this game, and I think that you are not giving it a healthy look.
I think you are unhealthily coping right now. Yeah, take another deep breath.
I just wish you were different, you know? Like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now.
Ah, oh
Wow. Wow.
God.
That is not okay. That is not okay.
Try you.
Oh my gosh,
Right,
it's 1
but
a.m.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie though?
I just need you to understand that there is a space where we can actually have a great time talking about how the value of money is not truly what it could be.
Yeah, but
And
that's not funny.
And I think that we can invest in ways that are way, well, you know, the fact that the dollar isn't becoming as important anymore, the American dollar isn't as strong as it used to be, also really worries me about how we're going to be looking at value in other countries. What is our value? Like, is our value only based upon our military power? Yeah, that's all we can really rely on.
Yeah, and our debt.
It's so sad. Crystal, should we stop the stream today and then set up again tomorrow for Overwatch?
Yeah, because I'm still
Okay.
going through all this stuff of setting up an account. I was not
Okay.
aware that I had to do all of this.
That's fine. You can break my heart. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll end the stream today.
Overwatch broke your heart. They have an
Right.
extensive sign up process.
Right, and
'Cause
that's
they-
not
'cause
about
they
to
wanna do it
shut
right.
down
Oh
soon.
my god.
Like, you're mad at me for
Dude,
telling the
you-
truth.
You
I'm
don't,
just
you don't have to
asking
say
questions.
that. You don't have to say any of that because it's not true.
I like
These lies.
Overwatch.
Okay, then why don't
May
you play
is
with us?
Bay.
Then you should be playing with us.
May is Bay. Like, I have
So you gonna play with us or no?
Nah.
Yeah. So you're gonna play tomorrow. We're gonna stream tomorrow night, and you're gonna play Overwatch with us.
Alright.
Bet.
Alright, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
All right. See, that's that type of attitude. That is a don't attitude.
I'ma do it. Like, what you talking about? Have I ever failed you? I had to think about that.
Yeah, I had to think about it too. I want to be. I had to go back. Like, no, actually, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Hey, man, it's batting 1,000.
Yeah, right. I was like, all right, Babe Ruth. So we're gonna. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna stream tomorrow night. We're gonna do Overwatch. Oz, you can get Overwatch 2. And then we'll figure that out. So then we at least have 4 people, and my homie Paper will be playing too. So that means we'll have 5 people, which means technically we'll have a whole squad. I believe.
Don't get your hopes up. You know I gotta research it, and I'm most likely not gonna want to play it.
Wow, that's the first thing you said all day, and that was not okay.
That's not the first thing I said all day. Incorrect.
Sorry, 5th. I apologize. So I need you to get that together. I need you to download it, update it, get your Blizzard account, because we have Blizzard's accounts.
I will commit to researching a game to see if I want to play it.
So much potential.
You know, I'm all about kinetic, baby. I'm all about the kinetic.
I was talking about the game.
Okay, I'm gonna end this stream in peace. And I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming in, talking, enjoying this conversation, being a part of this. After I end the stream, I'm still going to be around, just cleaning up, so I'm going to get some food and get myself together. So if you want to come into the Discord chat, you're more than welcome to. But I appreciate everybody today. And also, don't be nasty on Overwatch. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're going to be playing tomorrow night, and we don't want these cute faces to match these nasty attitudes. So, be kind to yourself, and remember, you're royalty, baby.